We use installations, film projection, and site-specific projects and collaborations with different governmental and private institutions to think how we create new food imaginaries and new food cultures to respond to the climate emergency.
At the core of our practice is an interest in the construction of space and how we use food and different ingredients to investigate or explore these different landscapes.
In the past 5-6 years, we've been working on the Isle of Skye on a project that tries to trace and understand the effects of intensive salmon farming on the marine and terrestrial environment.
When we started working on the Climavore project in the Isle of Skye in Scotland, we started conversations with residents and environmentalists that had been already doing a lot of work around the impact of salmon farms.
Climavore is a platform and a move to try to imagine alternative and more just food systems. The restaurant is an important institution for our practice and for Climavore as a project. The effects of salmon farms today are well known and well researched, yet at the same time, there's an urgent need to find alternative ways to move away from these intensive forms of food production. We can not only strive for sustainability, but we have to think of food practices that are regenerating the ecology, that are actually cultivating habitat as we grow foods and nutrients for this planet's population.
In Skye, in Scotland, the work started by creating an oyster table in the intertidal zone that appears and disappears with the tides. So at high tide is home to oysters, mussels, and seaweeds that filter the water as they grow. And at low tide, the table emerges out of the sea and becomes a dining table for humans, where we've been holding performative meals and conversations with residents, environmentalists, politicians, precisely to think of transitions from salmon farming into other ingredients that can regenerate the coast. Salmon is one of the most recently domesticated animals in history, and that allows us to see a very rapid evolution in the ways in which this industrial production happens. What looks like a beautiful and pristine landscape, you have the mountains, you have the water, but underwater, you have these feedlots that have nets with open holes. And as humans, we don't see what's really going on underwater. When visitors go into the gallery space, they will find an immersive installation that expands the body of work around the impact of farmed salmon in Scotland and other parts of the world by looking at what escapes from the open nets through the holes into the open seas.
Alongside our installation, people will be able to taste and sample various Climavore dishes at the Herbert Museum and many other cultural institutions across the UK.
As part of the idea of Climavore, also we are questioning how to go beyond being carnivore or omnivore or vegetarian or vegan and then become Climavore, meaning more adaptive and responsive to all these human made environments and changes. We use education as part of an apprenticeship program we set up for teenagers to become Climavore cooks and use tidal ingredients in their recipes.
We also develop new building materials that are generated out of waste streams coming from the different restaurants and food establishments that we work with.
And also we are collaborating with marine scientists to develop a prototype for an intertidal polyculture farm to grow multiple species together and not only grow ingredients, but cultivate habitats.